This time, part 2 of my top end rebuild.
Okay, well, just went and picked these up. Pretty crusty.
So picking up from where I left off at the end of part 1, the passenger side cylinder head had a big crack in it in cylinder number 6. And what I ultimately decided to do after exploring all of the options was to order a complete brand new set of cylinder heads from Odessa or Clearwater Cylinder Head. They do have a link on eBay, so I will throw that down in the description. But they are local to me here in the Tampa area, so I went ahead and put in an order for 2 brand new. They actually have them listed as marine heads, but I called and talked to the guy. He said the castings are the same, so just have to wait for them to put those together and call me so I can go pick them up.
So in the meantime, go ahead and get started disassembling the intake here. Okay, well, I think that's all the hardware out of here. I think I can separate this now. There we go. Pretty crusty. Yep, and I definitely still have the old injector. So good, the fuel injector that I spent $200 on is actually an upgrade to the one that's in here. So that is good to know. Got some more crud and carbon buildup to clean up all over the place here. Alright, sprayed all of this with degreaser, so we'll let that soak, and then for this stuff I think I'm going to come back with the power washer and really go to town on it. Maybe not the upper intake, but the valve covers and the lower intake for sure. Okay, here's the lower intake after I've cleaned it up for the most part. There is a decent amount of casting flash down in these runners, plus a lot of rough stuff up here, which probably won't matter because the fuel injection spider sits right in here anyway, but because I can and I have the time waiting for the new heads, I'm going to go ahead and clean all of this up a little bit. It also gives me a chance to use the long carbide bit that I bought when I was planning to port the heads originally. With the new heads, I'm not going to try to port or gasket match the heads, but the intake here, I'm going to clean it up a little bit. Okay, here's the lower intake after I thoroughly cleaned it. Decarboned everything, degreased everything, and then did just a little bit of cleaning grind up on some of the flashing, and then also did a slight gasket match. I didn't fully go all the way to the edges, but just cleaned it up a little bit. So just need to dry this off and then I can start reassembly on the intake. Okay, well, here's the lower all cleaned up and dry with the fuel injection spider installed. Got the new O-ring on that. Got all of these seated in here. I've double checked that the injector number matches the cylinder number for all of these. So I think at this point ready for the upper intake here. Got the new gasket installed on it as well. And then I also took the throttle body off of there and put the new gasket on that. reinstall the same thermostat that I had, since that was relatively new. Cleaned up the housing a little bit. Put the new gasket on that came with the kit. Even though the thermostat was relatively new, I went ahead and used the gasket because why not? Also installed a new Dorman coolant fitting heater hose quick connect thing because I had it. I'm not sure I actually needed it, but because there's plastic in here, I figured might as well use it. And now I can reinstall the same coolant temperature sensor that I had before with some new thread sealant on there. So to finish the intake, I just need to reinstall the EGR valve, which I went ahead and cleaned up a little bit as well. New gasket for that in the head gasket kit. Okay, and here's the intake fully assembled, or fully reassembled I should say. Fuel lines back in. You can see the new injectors here in their ports. So yeah, I think we're ready to go back on as soon as the new heads show up. And of course, get installed first. So unrelated to all of the cylinder head work and intake work is this. That EVO kit I may have mentioned earlier on. So for this I need to remove the power steering pump. Okay, so here's the power steering pump. And what we're after is this right here. That's the EVO system, so just need to double check the instructions on exactly what I'm supposed to do for swapping this out with the kit that I've got, and then I will get this cleaned up and swapped out. So in preparation for the new heads and putting it back together, I'm going to start cleaning out the oil valley here. All the gunk and sludge that's built up and everything that's fallen down in here with it being open. Just wipe it out of here. Try to make sure it doesn't go down the oil returns as much as possible. Okay, well, just went and picked these up. So a little over 24 hours after I put the order in. Got the new completed heads here, and even a bonus, screw in rocker studs. So I didn't even realize that that was part of this. So that's a slight upgrade, even though I'm not going to run any big springs or cam or anything crazy in this engine. Still nice that they're there. And the casting looks pretty good. So just need to start transferring brackets and everything and get these prepped to reinstall. Well, since these heads came raw, I decided I would go ahead and hit them with a quick coat of engine primer and paint just to prevent them from rusting as quickly and just to dress it up a little bit. Okay, well these are all painted. Actually 3 coats of primer, like 2 light coats and then 1 medium heavy coat, and then 2 coats of engine enamel. So that's all high temp paint, just to make it look a little nicer in there. And then also after, I don't know, like 2 hours probably of razor blade and Scotch-Brite pad, and then after that I came back and flat sanded it with 100 grit and then 220. So I think the deck is all ready to go there. I just need to clean up all the mess from doing that, clean it all out of there really well, and then I think this is ready to start going back together. And here they are all unmasked. Not perfect, but I wasn't trying to be. Okay, both heads are on. Not torqued, but they are installed. All the bolts are run down basically all the way. So I think next I need to go ahead and start torquing those bolts. And after that I need to go ahead and transfer the studs for the accessories for the front, and a plug on either side, and just a couple of the brackets and things. So, but it's starting to come together. Okay, so at this stage I am ready to start reinstalling the rocker arms and the push rods. So just cleaning all of these with a little bit of brake clean, and then going to put some engine assembly lube down in there just to make sure everything is good and lubed up on the first startup here. So put that in there. I'll put it on the tips of the valve and the rocker arm. And same thing, like I said, do the bottom and top of the push rod. Just going to start with the back here. Make sure I got that on there the right way. I did. Okay, just like 15 more to go. Okay, this side's in. Now I just need to do the passenger side. And then lash the valves, and then I think at that point I'm ready to reinstall the intake. Okay, all of the push rods and rockers have been thoroughly cleaned and reinstalled and lashed. Just cranked it around again from top dead center exhaust to top dead center compression. So it's back in top dead center mode, and I think ready to keep going. Also, lots of assembly lube on all of the push rods and tips of the valves. Okay, so at this point I'm ready to drop the intake in here. Got my RTV down on the China rails. Got the gasket set. Okay, I think we're down. Throw a couple of bolts in there. That was lucky. So I got new bolts for the intake manifold as well here. Would have been smart to bring the wrench for that with me. Of course I didn't. So at this point I'm going to go ahead and install the valve covers, just so I can situate some of these brackets and things and tighten the big one down there before I put the distributor in. Before I do that, even though I'm still going to change the oil that's in here, I'm going to pour some oil across all of the valves and rockers and everything else, even though I did use assembly lube as well. Because of course, once this side is back on, it won't get oil again until it's pumping through the motor. Even when we change the oil added, it will go in on the other side. So that ought to do it. They're good and soaked. Now the valve covers. I was going to paint these, and I might still at some point in the future, but I kind of like the patina look, since they're still the original valve covers. Gasket's still on there. Okay, well, I think I'm gonna have to wrap another day here. I did not quite get it finished. A couple little things are fighting me, like getting the power steering pulley back on, and then I have had a wrench disappear into the void somewhere, so I need to find that. There's, you know, tiny chance that I could have sealed it up underneath the intake there, but I don't think so. I think I've used it since then, but I gotta find it just to be sure. But I think that's something to come back to fresh on another day.
Okay, I think that's going to wrap part 2 of this video. I didn't want it to get too long here, so make sure you check back next week for the final part, part 3, to find out if I get the Suburban running again. Make sure you click that red button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet, so you don't miss that video. Click the thumbs up and like this video if you did. Leave me a comment down below if you've got something to add, and I will see you next week.